Hello, welcome to jQuery tutorial, chapter 7, jQuery class selector, brought to you by Ankpro Technologies. My name is Harish. In this session, we are going to learn about how do we select an HTML element by class name. In the last two sessions, we learned about how do I select an element by ID as well as by the tag name. Right now in this session, we are going to learn like how can I select an element, HTML element by class name. So here comes the slide. Okay, jQuery class selectors use JavaScript native getElementsByClassName by class name function if the browser supports it. So I mean the jQuery class selectors behind the scenes, it make use of getElementByClassName by class name to identify the HTML element. So here comes the syntax. Within the dollar, within this factory function, we have to specify the class name. Your dot represents the class and this class is the class name. So you can find out the examples here, like I'm having the dollar. Within that I'm specifying the dot symbol which represents the class, and this small is the class name. So when I do this, what will happen is it selects all the elements with the class named small. Okay, similarly you can observe the below one. I have specified small as well as big. What it does is it selects selector, jQuery selector, it selects all the elements with the class name either small or big. So let me show you a demo of this. It's very simple. Let me navigate to Visual Studio, and your everything is ready. I'm making use of the jQuery file. I've drag and dropped it, and now let me call a div element. To the div element, let me add a class. Class is small. Let me take another div element. To that, let me add a class big. So let me add a paragraph telling hello, and let me add another paragraph here telling like world. So what I need to do is I need to identify the element by the class name. So in the sense, let me remove this as of now. It's not required. So okay, this is the content present here. So what I need to do is I need to color the text by red. Okay, how can I do that? How can I identify the element, this div element, by the class name? So let me show you how to identify the element by class name. It's very simple. Script. First I need to make sure that my document is completely loaded. Once it is loaded, okay, then I need to call the function. Okay, here I need to specify I need to selector. Okay, let the class name is small. Okay, I'm identifying this div element by the class name small. So what happens is jQuery selector, it selects this element because it is having the class name as small. So once it selects, I need to tell it like what it has to do. It has to apply this, it has to apply the CSS method. So here I'm going to specify like I want the color of the text to be orange. Okay, I do Control S. Now let me push this page to the browser. I'll press Control F5. Once it is opened in the browser, we can observe very clearly the color of the text, which is the content which is present inside the div, which is having a class name small, is having orange color. You can observe very clearly. Hello. So what we learned from here is in this session or in this example, like we can identify an element by the class name also. So that's what we have done here. Suppose if you want to identify an element by the class name small as well as big, then can I select the multiple can I pass the multiple class names to a single selector? Yes, I can do that. I need to separate them by comma. Okay, class name. What I'm doing right now is I'm trying to select the elements which are having the class name small as well as big, and I'm trying to apply the color to them. So let me go back and let me refresh. So here both the things, both the hello world, both the things hello and world are in the color orange. Okay, this is what it's present here, like small and small comma big. That's what the example tells you. And now let me show you the second part. Like for example, let me have a paragraph here. Within that, let me have a hello. Okay, and now let me have a paragraph. Within that, let me have world. Control S. So what I'm going to do right now is To this also let me specify the class name as small. Okay, but this does not have a class name, but to this let me give a class name called big. So let me copy and paste the other two divs also, and this one again. So Control S. So here comes. So my objective is I need to select. Okay, now my first objective is what I'm trying to do here is I need to select the elements which are having the class small. So here you can observe all the div elements are having the class small. So do Control S. Okay, now let me go back. So let me change the content present here. It's Sam and it's John. Yeah. Oh, let me change the name. Yeah, and let me go back and let me refresh. You can observe like I'm getting all the text that is hello world Sam and John in orange color. Why? Because what I'm telling to my selector is a selector, you select all the elements which are having the class name small, but what I need to do is now I need to apply the filter. What is the filter I need to do right now is I need to select the elements, okay, which are having the class name small, but keep in mind this div elements are having the children's in it, in the sense it's having the child elements in it. The child elements are paragraph. So what I need to do is select the elements by the class name small, and also you select the child elements which are having the class name as big, and apply the color orange only to them. So how can I do it? It's very simple. I need to provide a space. Okay, then I need to specify the child class name, that is big. So what I'm doing right now is I'm telling like select element by the class name small, and after that I'm giving a space. Then I'm telling like okay, if that div element is having a child element, and if that child element is having a class name big, then select only those child elements. So here this div and the last one is having the child elements. Okay, obviously all the divs are having the child elements, but the second and the fourth one are having the class name for the child elements as big. So only this CSS what I've specified will be applied to the second and the fourth one. Now when I do Control S, let me go back and let me refresh. Okay, you can observe the second and the fourth one are colored orange. Why? Because this is what I'm trying to do here. I'm trying to tell select the element, okay, by the class name small, but I'm specifying a condition that div element which is having the class name small is having a children in it. Okay, that child element should also have the class name big. Okay, go and select only those child elements and apply the CSS. That's what I'm doing now. Okay, this is what the filtering what we are doing. Okay, we are telling like div element is having a class name called small, and within that div element it's having a child. Okay, and that child also should have a class called big. If so, then apply the CSS, and it's going to apply the CSS. Let me go back and let me refresh. Okay, this is what the output we expect, and we got it. This is how you can select an element by class name, and we achieved it successfully. And that's for the day. Thank you for listening. Have a great day. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel, Ankpro Training. You can also like our Facebook page. You can also follow us on Twitter. Further reference our websites. We're on LinkedIn too. Last but not the least, please don't forget to give the feedback. Thank you. Have a great day.